大家好，欢迎回到中文播客，我是 Alice
And I'm Joe. Welcome back to Chinese Pod.
Joe， 你有没有发现最近大家走在路上都会带一个东西？
你是说手机吗？
不是，是这个
We're speaking about masks. What was that in Chinese?
口罩。
口罩。
然后进商场的时候，大家都需要量额温。
Oh yes, of course. Given the recent pandemic, we have to take temperatures pretty much everywhere. When you go to the office, when you go to the mall with those temperature guns. And that's what we are talking about today.
那我们开始吧。
早上好，
早，哎，你的口罩呢？
在包里呢。
放包里有什么用？戴起来。
是，瞧把你紧张的。
来，我量个额温，36度5。
你瞧，不是没烧吗？别紧张。
还是要小心。来，用酒精消毒双手。
好。
Now that we've listened to the dialogue, let's break it down line by line.
早上好，
Good morning.
早上好，
Good morning.
早上好，早。哎，你的口罩呢？
Morning. Where is your mask?
早。哎，你的口罩呢？
Morning. Where's your mask?
早。哎，你的口罩呢？在包里呢。
In the bag.
在包里呢。
In the bag.
在包里呢。放包里有什么用？带起来。
What's the point of having it in the bag? Put it on.
放包里有什么用？带起来。
What's the point of having it in the bag? Put it on.
放包里有什么用？带起来。是，瞧把你紧张的。
Right. Am I making you nervous?
是，瞧把你紧张的。
Right. Am I making you nervous?
是，瞧把你紧张的。来，量个额温，36度5。
Come, let me take the temperature. 36.5.
来，我量个额温，36度5。
Come, let me take the temperature. 36.5.
来，我量个额温，36度5。你瞧，不是没烧吗？别紧张。
You see, am I having a fever? No need to be nervous.
你瞧，不是没烧吗？别紧张。
You see, am I having a fever? No need to be nervous.
你瞧，不是没烧吗？别紧张，还是要小心。来，用酒精消毒双手。
We still have to be careful. Come, use some alcohol to disinfect your hands.
还是要小心。来，用酒精消毒双手。
We still have to be careful. Come, use some alcohol to disinfect your hands.
还是要小心。来，用酒精消毒双手。好。
Okay.
好。
Okay.
好。
So this dialogue is happening in the morning, and you can probably tell that the people involved are kind of familiar with each other because they're not too formal here.
有点像是同事在办公室里。
So maybe colleagues in the office or the front desk and a colleague, something like that. And the person in the beginning is asking for the mask.
你的口罩呢？
So here we have the new vocabulary for mask, which was 口罩. So 口 is the mouth. 罩 is a cover. So the mouth cover, a mask.
我们现在也会看到面罩，
Okay, 面 is
脸的意思。
so this is a face cover.
Kind of like frontline health workers, they have the 面罩。
Like this kind of shield-like
Yes.
mask covers, face covers. Okay, so this would be another one. And in the question for that mask, the person uses a particle in the end.
呢？
So this ne is used for asking questions similar to the English ones where you have like and that. So used to either change a topic or to return questions to the sender, like and you and that, ne in the end. And there's another use of it, which we have in the next sentence.
在包里呢
So here the intonation was a little bit different. What can you tell me the first one for the question one more time?
第一个是呢第二个是呢
Okay, and the second one, ne, is more making statements to highlight and give emphasis. So here it's like it's in the bag.
再来一个例句，我常常听这说的话，还早呢，我不想回家。
Come on, I'm not saying it that often. But the sentence here was, it's still early, I don't want to go back home. And we use the ne to highlight this it's still early part. 还早呢。
或者我们可以说我在开会呢，晚点给你打电话。
So when somebody calls you during a meeting, you can tell them, I'm still in a meeting. I will call you back later. Check.
再来，他说放包里有什么用？带起来。
So he's like, what use does it have in your bag? Put it on. And then he continues with a quite difficult sentence afterwards. What was that?
瞧把你紧张的。
So this 瞧, what does it mean?
瞧 means 看。
So see or look.
你瞧，我把你紧张的。
Okay. So it's like, you see, I made you nervous. So this I made you nervous part here, there's another structure that you have to know in Chinese, which is using the ba particle. And this particle is used to put the focus of a sentence more on the result. So how we use this is normally we would say ba, then plus a person or the general topic of the sentence. And then afterwards we have the result. So here the result would be nervous.
没错，把你紧张的。我们也可以说把你吓的，
So that would be you scare me,
或者把你激动的，
make me excited,
或者把你高兴的。
or make me happy, of course. So here he used this question like the sentence I'm making you nervous to tease that other person a little bit, but then of course he puts on the mask and still gets his temperature taken.
我量个额温，
So here we have the verb 量.
量是可以量出数字的东西。
Okay, so this is used to say measure, and of course measuring something that has units or numbers. So what would be some examples that we can measure?
像是量身高，
So the height,
量体重，
the weight,
量血压，
blood pressure.
或者量额温，
That was in the dialogue. So that was 额温.
额头的温度。
So that's the forehead temperature. And together, 额温. And what is the temperature now?
36.5，或者我们可以说36.5度。
So those would be two ways of saying 36.5 degrees Celsius. What are the two ways again?
我们可以说36.5，或者36.5度。
So then the teasing continues, and this colleague actually uses the verb 瞧 one more time.
你瞧，不是没烧吗？
So he uses this question style of 不是 something something ma. And this question style is used for rhetorical questions or things that you want to remind somebody of.
不是吗？是拿来点出大家都知道的事情。
So sometimes I hear questions using this style when I forget things.
我不是已经告诉你了吗？
Like, haven't I told you this already? Yeah, that's a rhetorical question. Or let's say I bought a new phone, which is maybe on the more expensive side. What could you say?
这手机不是很贵吗？
So isn't this quite expensive? And of course, what you want to say with this is maybe, how can you afford this? So even with all the teasing what's going on here, we still, according to the SOP, have to go on. So the first one was putting a mask on, next one is taking the temperatures, and then?
用酒精消毒双手。
To use alcohol to disinfect your hands. And let's talk about the vocabulary here. The first one was?
酒精
Which is alcohol. So either it can be disinfectant alcohol or the actual alcohol in the liquor.
就像是伏特加有40到50度的酒精浓度。下一个生词消毒，消 means to eliminate， 毒 means poison, so to disinfect.
And what do we disinfect here? Our hands, of course.
双手
So what does 双 mean here?
双的意思是两只
Okay, so a pair of something. So here was a pair of hands. 双手. What other pairs do we have?
像是双眼
Oh, like a pair of eyes, 2 eyes.
or 双脚
2 feet.
或者双亲
Oh, that would be my parents.
父母亲
Okay, so after we've discussed all this, let's go and check out the dialogue again.
早上好，
早。哎，你的口罩呢？
在包里呢。
放包里有什么用？戴起来。
是，瞧把你紧张的。
来，我量个额温，36度5。
你瞧，不是没烧吗？别紧张。
还是要小心。来，用酒精消毒双手。
好。
In this class, we have talked about words that are especially important in the recent times of the current pandemic. For instance, we have talked about masks.
口罩
Or we had the word for taking forehead temperature.
量额温
And to disinfect your hands.
用酒精消毒双手
Additionally, you have learned how to ask rhetorical questions and how to use the ba particle.
希望大家喜欢今天的课程，祝大家身体健康，然后记得回到家第一件事情要洗手。
So everybody stay safe and wash your hands. If you have any questions, let us know in the comment section below. My name is Joe.
我是 Alice，
See you next time.
拜拜。
再见.
Now, here's a vocabulary recap.
口罩
Mask.
瞧
To see.
量
To measure.
额温
Forehead temperature.
酒精
Alcohol.
消毒
To disinfect.
双手
A pair of hands.